A Ugandan court has issued an arrest warrant for Kakwenza Rukirabashaija, an award-winning author who fled the country after being charged with insulting President Yoweri Museveni and his son, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba. VOA's Paul Ndiho spoke to Kakwenza Rukirabashaija. Some of the images used in this interview are graphic. Viewer discretion is advised.
I don't know if such arrest warrant is international or whether it stops somewhere within the borders of Uganda. But I looked at it in disgust. First of all, the magistrate who issued it is being used by my tormentors. He's making a fool of himself by issuing such arrest warrants. When I applied for my passport that was in court's custody, the magistrate refused to give it to me. I decided to leave the country illegally. I'm getting medical attention I need.
The government of Uganda has denied that there was such a thing as you being tortured. In fact, one of my colleagues, Peter Clottey, who spoke to you right after you left the country, also spoke to President Yoweri Museveni about the torture claims, but the president denied those claims. He said that these were some rogue elements within the police force, within the security forces that perpetuate such crimes. Your reaction to that?
He's not the right person to be talking about torture right now because he knows that it takes place. Even my first arrest in 2020 April, when I was being tortured in CMI, I met him physically, he himself. You know, you saw my back, how it is, how they are using bludgeons to hit my ankles to the extent they fractured them. They used pliers to pick flesh from my thighs, whips to mutilate my body. So you can, what excuse do they have? Who tortured me? You should be asking them who tortured me because they picked me when I was very fine, physically fine.
There are people who say that, who, let's say, accuse you and say that, for example, you engaged in what a lot of people would characterize as a character assassination using the internet. You took it too far. That maybe because of that, you ended up finding yourself in this kind of situation. How do you respond to that?
My freedom of speech is inherent and is protected by the law, by the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. There is no law that justifies torture, you know that. If they thought that what I did was offensive, they should have investigated, arrested me in a proper manner. And let me tell you something, when I was picked, I was not tortured because of the tweets I made. I was tortured because of my books. They wanted to know who is behind me, who sponsors my books.
As journalists, as writers, as authors, we have a responsibility to our audiences. My take on this would be perhaps that you use something more nuanced, not being so direct to the extent that it gets you in trouble.
Why should I expect any trouble because I've expressed myself? There's no one who can stop me from calling them whatever I want to call them.
I respect that. Thank you so much for your time.
I hope the interview is uncensored.
No, we'll air it.
It has been aired. That was VOA's Paul Ndiho speaking with Ugandan novelist Kakwenza Rukirabashaija. In a recent VOA exclusive interview with Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni, VOA's Peter Clottey asked the president about the allegations of torture in Uganda. Here is his response.
Mr. President, one of your critics made waves with claims of torture by the military, and that he has the scars to prove it. I think his name is Kakwenza Rukirabashaija and the likes, and they said they had known you to be against torture, but this is happening. So when you hear that, Mr. President, how do you respond to that?
It's true that some of the people were tortured. I have got some, I've not confirmed about that one, but I have confirmed some other cases. And I took it up with because you see, the part of the problem of Africa is knowing what to do, is capacity building. We are building armies and security forces. These come with, sometimes they come with traditional ideas from the village, or they get imported ideas from the former colonialists, like for instance the police force, which was here during the colonial times. They were using those methods of torture to make people talk, to make what. But from the army, which is new, they come with the village ideas. In the villages, when you steal, you are beaten. They beat you for two reasons. First of all, to make you talk. The laws are there, but the sensitization, to tell them that, first of all, torture is not necessary. But there is also one problem, which is caused by the courts. The lawyers and the courts have been through Western type of education. So when you have these lawyers playing around, oh, this one, okay, he did it, but the evidence is not enough, you know, looking for, like, covering up the criminal, it annoys the security people. And also insulting people. There's what they call in the West free speech. That free speech, you can insult me. Then when you insult me, I don't know whether you can even go to court and you say so and so has insulted me. I don't know whether it is allowed. Defamation, yeah. You can go. Mm-hmm. Then when you go, he's given bail. Now our people are impatient with that. This man has, because in the village they fight. You insult me, we fight. So there should be some more, and those insults bring social disharmony. Africans don't like disharmony in the society. The elders would call you and say, stop this, stop that, and you would stop it. And if you don't for them, they would deal with you directly.